Well done for the work on drawing pie charts. Today we're going to be looking at how to interpret these. And the main thing we're going to use here is the fact that in a pie chart, all the angles have to add up to 360 degrees because it makes a full circle. So let's have a quick look at this one here. So this pie chart shows how a group of students travel to school. So our first question is, what is the most common method of travel? So what do you think it is? Hopefully we said that it was walking. Okay, it is the biggest portion of the pie chart, and the whole idea about using pie charts is it makes it quite easy to see the proportions of one group to another group. And here we're quite usefully given how many degrees it is as well in each group, so we can easily say that the walking will be 120 degrees out of the 360, and that is the biggest portion. So that was the first question. Those are your most basic types probably. Here's our next slightly more complex question. So what fraction of students travelled by car? What fraction of students travelled by car? Have a go and see if you can work that out yourself. Okay, so we know that this section is the car section and it is 80 degrees of the pie chart. So it is 80 degrees out of the 360 degrees in total of the pie chart. So that is the fraction of students, 80 out of 360. Now obviously if we can, we're going to want to simplify that, so let's divide at the top and bottom by 10. We get 8 over 36, and I can halve the top and bottom, 4 over 18, and I can halve those again, 2/9. But this is the key step. When I need to find a fraction involved in a pie chart, just remember it's out of 360 degrees. So, for example, the walking would be, as a fraction, 120 out of 360, or a third, and so on. Okay, so this, again, the next step up is we're told that there are 180 students who are surveyed. How many students cycled to school? So not what fraction, but actually how many students were cycled to school. How many do you think? How would you work that out? Well, we're going to use this skill here. We know what fraction of students cycled to school because it's 70 out of 360, or 7/36. So 7/36 of the students cycle to school. So we need to work out 7/36 of 180 students. So hopefully you can remember how to do that, but as a reminder, if we want to find the fraction of an amount, it's I love fractions and I can't stop, divide by the bottom and times by the top. So we work out what 1/36 is, and to do that we divide by 36. So we'll do 180 divided by 36, which is 5. So if I want 7/36, it's 5 times 7, which is 35 students. And that is my answer. So if I need to find how many are in a particular section, I work out what fraction of the circle that is, and then I find that fraction of the original amount, in this case 180. This question is quite good because it gives you how many degrees from each section. However, you might get a question like this. So here we're not told how many degrees from each section, but we are told that the pie chart is drawn accurately. So can you think of how you would do this one? Well, hopefully you thought, well, if this is drawn accurately, I can measure this angle. So if I measured, for example, Wales, if I measure that angle, well, I've found that that is 120 degrees. So the fraction of people who travelled to Wales was 120 out of 360. And then I might need to use that fact later on if I'm told, look, for example, here 270 people were surveyed, so I can use that fraction there. So if I want to know how many people travel to Wales, I'd work out that fraction of 270 and so on. Most of the time when you measure these, they're going to be quite nice fractions of circles, mainly so that we don't end up with like 0.5 of a person or 0.2 of a person.